Divine blessings, everyone. This is coming off My Thought Patterns, episode 118, and we're finally back. Trust me, my word is my bond, and I said last year that I'm going to bring it back this year. So, yeah, man. Where can we start with this? Lots of energy right now. All the numerals add up to number one, new beginnings, same as this year, Everything's interconnected when you're ready to tap into the synchronicities of life. And, the power of the present moment gives you authority on how you feel. And, it gives you a higher perspective of reality, realizing that you're governing on your internal, which shapes your external realm. So, yeah, when you're ready to tap in, you'll realize that you've got extreme power. And, big ups to all my soul connections out there, because you know who you are, because my energy really resonates with your aura. And one key thing that I learned from last year was that, not to interrupt anybody's storyline, because you got to help the ones that are open to receive, because when you're ready to do this, you don't receive anybody else's karma. You know what I mean? Everything is interconnected. So you start to gain a higher awareness and realize that everybody's got their own karmic cycle. So, you got to help the ones that are willing to work with you, so you don't get caught up in things that can distract you away from your journey. Because, a lot of us like to put a lot of energy into others and forget about ourselves. But when you're ready to tap in every single second, everything changes, because energy is contagious. It can get outrageous. Me, repetitions really helped me on my journey. But you know what? Let's switch it right now, yeah? Okay. This is going to get a bit deeper, because it's really coming off my thought patterns. Back in 2019, I remember going through suicidal thoughts, and it really triggered something deep within me, because I never went through anything like that in my entire life. And after I went through a serious situation that I'm not going to go too deep into with the suicidal thought patterns, it triggered something within me to do diligent research on the mind and consciousness. And I'd done that for around 6 months. And by the time I got to early 2020, I really started tapping in every single second. My mind just started to ignite. And one thing that I've learned about that situation is that it activated my consciousness to a higher degree, because through pain comes growth. What I learned about the universe is that it teaches a lot of people through pain how to tap into their power, because you always can transmute the dark into light, so you continue on shining bright. So yeah, it taught me a lot. And that was because of the 3 near deaths that I went through, all the energies that I had to alchemize. It's different, because when you actually start to tap in, you realize that decoding is key, and recoding your thought patterns is key to creating your reality. And key thing that really helped me was learning about meditation, because it is the best form of medication for you. Because when you meditate, you elevate above the lower frequencies. Because what I learned about the thought patterns is that they're the filter to this reality, but they're not actually you, because you are energy. You're the energy and intention behind it. So as soon as I changed my energy and intention, for not only for self, for everybody else, everything changed. Trust me. So you've got the power. Remember that anything that you're going through, there's many examples like me that are out there to show you that there's another way. You know what I mean? So you don't have to go down that dark path, even though it's been laid out for most. But it is a choice. And I always hear them voices saying, "Save, you better behave," saying that. Yeah, God, they're right behind me right now. When I really connected with SG AAA spirit guides, angels, and ancestors out there, let me tell you, the energies that were coming from, how can I put this, from the astral realms, were showing me what's really going on behind the scenes. And that's when everything started to change for me, because now I'm noticing that, okay, everything that I do affects matter. So now I transform my energy into action, instead of just the expression, because a lot of us get caught up in, connecting through, our 5% expression. But when you really tap into telepathy and ESP, extrasensory perception, you realize that There's much more to this reality that we've been taught. When you tap into your spirit, it has so much knowledge on who you are. And let me tell you, yeah, it's making me smile now. Like, the dream wheel shows you how many times you messed up. No joke out here, trust me. Because one thing I clocked on is that when you're not spiritually aware, yeah, you're not really connected with the astral realm to the point where you're getting guidance from it and you're actually using it to help you on your journey. So when I first started to activate and connect with my spiritual team, oh my God, I was going through a lot of fear, a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, but I needed to go through that to change. You get me? So everything's interconnected. So you have to become an alchemist when you really get on this journey, you know, because honestly, it's not for everyone, but anybody can tap in. So it literally comes down to your choice. And like I was saying earlier, everybody's got their own karmic cycle. So your higher self is always giving you lessons, and it's up to you on how you respond. Because one thing I thought about free will is that it's all about your responsibility. So taking responsibility. And when you flip responsibility, it's the ability to respond. So your response determines the outcome. And when I got to that mentality there, I started to really co-create my reality. And okay, let's switch it now. Something else is coming. Okay, if you've got any heavy metals within your body, tap into Pure Body Zeolite. You know, search that up, get that. It's a great product and it strips out heavy metals out your system. And I've been tapping into chaga coffee, chaga mushroom coffee, and tap into that as well. That can really energize your system, you know, the mycelium network, because mushrooms really assimilate with our biological structure. So yeah, and also tap into 5G blockers as well, because 5G blockers really neutralize the radiation that your phone is emitting, you know, to neutralize those frequencies that can be harmful for your system. Because a lot of people are walking around with 5G phones and they're not protecting themselves from those lower frequencies. So yeah, it's all about having this awareness, you know, so you're not careless, you're fearless. Because one thing I clocked on is that the reason why a lot of people tap into the fear frequency is because they're not tuning into love, baby. Oh yeah. That's the only reason, because you've got two choices in this world: to pick the road of fear or the road of love. And fear means false evidence appearing real. It's only real when you tap into that frequency. One thing I've learned, because now I know that we're energy, is that a lot of people have got entity attachments. So when I went through my spiritual awakening, I had to fight off a lot of energies that weren't for me. And you've got to be, you know, really determined and committed to get those entities off you, get those darker energies off you. So this is why I promote nature out there a lot, because nature really does cleanse you, because it's got the life force energy, you know, directly connected with source. So if you really want to cleanse yourself from those darker energies, those entities that can be attached to you, connect with nature more, and you know, connect with the ground yourself, because Mother Earth sends millions of alkaline ions to your biology and starts to heal you, baby. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to end it on this now, yeah? When I learned that the feeling is the secret, yeah, I started to be super conscious of my every single second thought pattern, because now I'm knowing that not only my thought is the filter, the way I feel and the energy behind it is always governing how I am, how I act, and the actions that I take. Because knowledge isn't power, the execution of it is, because that's where the manifestation comes from, your action, to give you satisfaction. So yeah, keep feeling so good, real good, because it's all about the feeling, baby. Oh yeah. Take care, peace, and blessing.